Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of your Welcome to Art folder. This will be the last day in this folder before we start our very first unit in the next class. This video will serve as a daily overview of today's task list and the assignments that need to be completed. So your learning goal for today is to interpret artwork through discussion or critique using appropriate visual art vocabulary. We'll be watching a video shortly after this that discusses different artworks, what makes an artwork good, what makes it bad, what kind of vocabulary we can use, and even discussing is art good or bad, and what is art and what isn't art. Our central question is, how does knowing and using these vocabularies for art help us understand and interpret art? And essentially, knowing the vocabulary of the topic that you're talking about will always communicate to the viewer, to the artist best. It would be the equivalent of me talking about astrophysics, which I know nothing about, and I know none of the vocabulary. So if I were to talk about it, I would sound very confused, because that's exactly what it would be. So learning the vocabulary about art is important when discussing it. The vocabulary that we are learning today are the words describe, analyze, interpret, and evaluate, and also the word objective. All 5 of these words, or the first 4, discuss the steps of critiquing, what you do when you critique an art, and lastly, that word objective discusses how you should be discussing art in an objective manner, meaning you're leaving your facts and opinions aside. And we'll discuss all that at length in the video below. And that video is your first task for today. It's called the Art Critique Discussion video. This video will introduce how to critique various works of art by using specific vocabulary and objective responses. And if you have already seen this video, or you've received this presentation the year before in 6th or 7th grade with me, you can just review slides 4, 5, and then 14 through 19. You can just pause and fast forward just to refresh your memory on critiques and how to critique art. For everyone else who's seen this for the first time, if you are a 6th grader or even new to the school, please make sure you watch the video in its entirety. Next, you are going to read the sample teacher critique. It is just an example to help guide your understanding of how a critique should be written. It is an image that relates to current day, and I wrote this myself. Just kind of read through it just so you have an idea. I essentially just want you all to understand that critiques are not just short, fragmented sentences that have little to no meaning. You want to make sure your critiques are thoughtful and they have all the information needed to discuss the artwork at length. So after you have watched the video and then you read my short critique of the artwork posted, then you're going to do your own critique. This is called the practice student critique. You'll complete and submit your critique of the work displayed by the end of class today. This will help you develop a better understanding of how to write a critique yourself. So not only are you watching the video and learning how to write a critique, you're reading one yourself that I wrote, and then you're making your own. So that's the short breakdown of what we're doing. And then lastly, once you've done that and you have an idea of critiquing art, you are then going to complete the My First Drawing in color. So the drawing that you completed last class, you will take that and you will continue working on it by adding color to it and then submitting that at the end of the day. If you want to create a new artwork entirely, that's fine. If you do a drawing and it's not in color, that's also fine. But the idea was to first give you an easy art activity to kind of introduce you to the class, but also to practice doing a line drawing and a color drawing, because a lot of students are hesitant to add color. So that was the intent of having you add color today, to get you comfortable with that, since we will be doing that this year. And if you have any extra time and you think you're done, you can always add a background. Just show me your best work so that I can see where you are artistically, so I know how to help you throughout your time here. And also, so you can just have some fun and just be proud of what you draw, where you actually get to choose the topic and what you're drawing on your paper. All right, and if you've already colored your image from the previous class, just do a second drawing in full color for the assignment. And as far as the materials, if I scroll down, all you need are color pencils, sketch paper, pencil, and eraser. You should have all those materials from your art bag and the paper I gave you in class. And if you have not come to class yet, just use paper you have at home. White computer paper will be best, but if all you have is lime paper or something else, then just use what you have. All right, I will see you all shortly in the art critique discussion video. It's a fun video, and I will see you guys then. All right, bye everyone.